Hey guys, welcome back. Today's video, we're going to be doing something you've seen us do before. Unfortunately, we got to do it again. I'll flip you around. It'll make sense here in just a minute. So this morning, I was headed on an adventure to do some mushroom hunting, and a deer had other plans. You can see the front over here pretty much blew up, exploded. That's what's left of the headlight. A lot of this front bumper cover is destroyed. You can see it's cracked here, cracked there, cracked in the middle. It's shot. We may be able to salvage this piece. It's sold as this is one piece, this is a piece, and then the grill's still good for sure. We know that. The rest of the car looks great. You know, you just seen us. We just painted it, buffed it, everything looked good. Unfortunately, we got a lot of work to do here. This is the transmission cooler, and this is the radiator. I got them pulled out. They're both junk. The fan exploded. We'll get it unhooked. Overall, it still starts and runs, but there's no transmission because we lost all the fluid out of that cooler. So it wasn't drivable. I had to have it towed home. This is a airflow sensor, and believe it or not, that was brand new about a month or two ago. So we'll have to have that. This came apart. I'm not sure what that is without looking. The batteries kind of got moved out of its spot, but the main problem I'm going to have is this piece here. You can see where it broke. This is the radiator support. I don't know if I can straighten that out or not. It's going to be some work. You can see down here. We'll just have to look at it, see what we can do, get it cleaned up, get it in the garage, and see what we got. It's going to take a lot of work, but Element was made for me. It's the only vehicle I want to drive as an everyday driver, and I'm going to do my best to get this thing going again. So if we can do it, we will show you. Okay guys, it's pretty windy out, but I'll give you an update. I got all the radiator and everything tore off. One thing I did notice is this transmission module, it came apart. So we got to have that piece, which is probably not a better time to do it than now. So it's probably good that it did it. Then we'll plug the good thing is these are still good. So, well, one of them is. Anyway, this whole support here was the big thing that was really messed up. Still got to work on this some, but you can see it's pretty flexible. I think we can straighten that. Right here looks to be probably going to be a problem because that's going to have this too far this way. It's going to need to probably be more that way. We'll have to work on that. But what I did here, I borrowed this tool. So you pump this down and this expands. And we're working on straightening this. You can see the brake right there is starting to come back together. We made pretty good progress on that. So I'm feeling better about it. It was really a bummer day. Still on day one of this. Happened at 7:30 this morning. It's now 6 o'clock in the afternoon. But I made some progress and I'm feeling better about it. And you know, I kind of just wanted to comment on having great friends, neighbor, people that are always willing to help. Tow truck driver got up this morning, came, got us, and got a lot to be thankful for. No one was hurt, so we're just going to keep working on this. We'll price the parts to get everything fixed up and make a decision on if we're going to go ahead and fix it or not. I think we're probably going to at this point. Okay, I'm making pretty good progress, and I'll show you how this works. So I'm going to pump this handle, and what you'll see is this, it's putting fluid into this cylinder, it's pushing this out, and this is going to move out. So here we go. Ready? I don't know if you can see that. You can probably see it moving. This is working pretty good. I think we're going to have to adjust. So we're going to make some more calculations, see what we can do, and it's working pretty good. I'm enjoying it. Okay, a little more progress. We're getting really close to where we want to be, but we got to kind of move this out. And I think what I want to do is push right here. So I got to move my bar up. And this thing's got a ton of attachments, and it is working great. So when I get this straightened up, this will come down. this will come out. I might be able to move that by hand, and then we're going to work on this, and I'll do a little bit there. But man, I think we're going to save that. That's 400 bucks. All that, and that's a ton of work taking all that off. And yeah, I'm pretty pleased with the way this is going. Look at my hands. So we're going to keep working. Okay, I think I've gotten it pretty square. I can weld that in right there. This is pretty square. It looks pretty much the same as this side. Do have a bend here, but I don't think that's going to cause any problems. I think I got the height I want here. I think the radiator is going to sit in there. This might cause me a problem, but what I'm thinking I'll do is, if it does, I'll take my angle grinder and cut that out. So for now, I think we're going to probably order a radiator, and so the radiator, the fan, and the transmission cooler. And I'm thinking, look at this right here. This is the thermostat. I don't think there's ever going to be a better time to change that thermostat than now. So we may go ahead and do that before we put it all back together. And we'll have to get a transmission hose because it just totally blew that one out. There's the other piece of it right there. And that's a brand new filter that I just put on there. It blew. Look what it did to that. So we'll have to get it transmission fluid. A lot of stuff we got to get. We'll go to Napa and price it. This, I think we can probably put it together and tape it shut. That's what I've been thinking about as I've been working on this. We'll have to get the airflow sensor. A few things here and there. We'll get it all priced, see what it's going to cost. Got to have a battery. Poked a hole in our battery. Brand new battery. Brand new. 2 months old. Poked a hole in the side of it, so we got to have a new one. That module, it's adding up. It's going to add up quick. But the good news is we saved 400 bucks here, I think, on this radiator support. And the rest is body work. We'll get those parts and get her back together. Okay, I got an update here for you. I've been doing a little work. I got all the parts ordered and some have come in. You can see I've got the transmission solenoid on and in place. I just ordered this one because it looks pretty rough. I'll zoom you in there. Maybe you can kind of see how bad it looks. So I went ahead, while I got it tore apart, I'm going to replace that one too. The air conditioner compressor, it's a one wire, and that's the wire, and everything else is gone. So I've got that figured out. I got it out right now. I'm getting ready to put it back in. I'm gonna put that solenoid on. It just came in the mail today. Earlier I called this, I think I called it the mass airflow sensor. That's the throttle position sensor. So I've got that, gonna replace it. What else? I got the radiator and the air conditioner condenser. I believe I was calling it the transmission cooler earlier. It's not, it goes to the air condition. We will get that all mounted on. I think it's going to work. The battery, unfortunately, is trashed. I'm going to have to get a new battery. That one was like 2 months old, month old maybe. But that's an update on the progress. Hopefully, by the end of the weekend, I'll have this thing running. We'll get to see. If it's going to run, it should. I don't see any reason not to. Oh, I got the transmission, has an inline filter. I got that too. So I'll cut this off, get another hose for the other end, get that in. We'll see if we can get it running. If we get it running, we're going to buy body parts and we'll put her back together. All right, so here's an update. Got the air conditioner compressor mounted. I went ahead and put new O-rings in the two pipes. I've already lost all my Freon out the condensers, so I figured it'd be a good time to replace those. The wiring was just shredded. All I had left was a bare wire. It just disintegrated. So I wired off of this plug, grounded off itself, and then I just put a male-female connector right here. So that'll work fine. Got the two solenoids replaced. I don't know if I showed you the top one. It came yesterday. I got it replaced. I just finished putting the throttle position sensor on, if you can see that. Now, what I did, so it had these crazy, I don't know what happened. It was busted, and that's not a nut, and it's not a screw. I don't know what it is, but it is a M5 metric stud of some sort. So I just cut away all of the old pieces. You can see the pieces here. I just cut it all away, chipped and got it all off there with my hammer and chisel. to where I could get some vice grips on the stud, and then I took the studs out, went to the hardware store and got these M5 Allen head screws, and that went in a lot better. I'll have to adjust that once we get it running. But for now, that's a progress update. I got to remount the air intake, and I think I'm ready to start putting in the radiator. So we'll do that next. So what I got is I just bought, if you can see it, it's kind of sitting on my lap. I just bought a the cheapest radiator I could find on eBay. I think it was like $77. Came with everything. These are for the transmission, to cool the transmission. It came with everything except the temperature sensor. I saved that off the old one. There's the old one, part of it. It disintegrated as well in the deer strike. So now I'm ready to see. I'm going to set these pins in the holes and see how well I got it lined up. Okay, I'm starting to get excited. It's starting to look like a car again. It dropped in just, I mean, literally, I was just filming with you like 10 seconds ago. It fell right in. I threw the top ones on, and there it sits. So what I'm going to do now is hook up the transmission lines and the radiator hoses, put some fluid in it. But first I gotta go get a small piece of hose, because where the transmission one was, where the filter was, that had an inline filter that just ripped it off somehow. I've never seen one do that before. But I'm gonna cut it clean, put in my inline transmission filter, run my other line over to the radiator, and then let it where it'll cycle through. I'll have to get some transmission fluid, and I think I've got some antifreeze, but I'm gonna check. So I will update you when I have all that done, and we're going to start putting the air conditioner condenser on next. Oh, and I still got to put the fans in. So I'll probably do the fans first. I'll unhook these, mount the fans, and then we'll do all that. No, I'm not. I got to get to the bottom, so I'm going to hook up the lines, put the fans in, then I'll hook up the top hose, then we'll work on the compressor. Or not compressor. Man, I'm too excited. Condenser. So here's a quick look at what it looks like hooked up. That's the transmission line. Keep my finger out of it. Right there's where the filter mounts. You kind of see that. So we come out of the transmission, we filter, go through the radiator, and then back in transmission there. It could be the other direction. I'm not sure which direction it goes. The filter has a flow direction on it, so that would tell you the direction of the flow, but I don't remember. So my fan is going to mount in here. That'll be one fan. This will be the other fan in these holes, and then we'll plug it in. So right now I'm going to put the fans in, and then we will hook up the top hose, and then we will fill up the fluids. All right, so I got the radiator all mounted and in place. It really looks pretty good. I got enough fluid in it, I can start it. I only bought a gallon of antifreeze. I'm probably gonna put some water in it because it was 100% antifreeze, and I think I pumped everything out of it when I hit the deer. So I'll take a measurement, see what temperature it's good for, and then I'll either add water or more antifreeze. But I got everything hooked up, the fans are in. Can't really see very good, but there's the condenser fan, there's the radiator fan. Everything's hooked up. Reservoir's in there. I like it. I stuck the battery in it. It's not going to stay in there because it had a hole in the side, and I tried to repair it, but I'm not comfortable with it. But just for the time being, I got it in there. We're going to see if it starts. It may be dead, I don't know. I do got to put a clamp on. Doggone it, I got to put a clamp on here. Forgot that. Okay, I think I got everything hooked up, so I'm going to give it a try and see if it'll start, and then we will bring it up to temperature. It's probably going to idle really fast. So the battery does have some power. Okay, so that's a plus. It's not idling too fast. I'll have to adjust that throttle position sensor just a little bit so idle is down. I'm going to bring it up to temperature, make sure the fans kick on, make sure I don't have any leaks, and then we will work on the air conditioner condenser. So there's an update for now. So I actually did not have to adjust the throttle position sensor. It was just idling fast because it was cold. Now that it's warming up, sounds perfect. I'm just waiting on it to get up temperature for the fans to kick on. I do have to put transmission fluid in it because I lost all that. So once these fans kick on and I'm comfortable it's going to cool, I'll put the transmission fluid in it and we'll see if it moves. Okay, so it runs and drives. Now I got to start on this fender. What that's going to be is pulling that fender off. I have to straighten this piece out here. This here has to come around like this. So we'll get that straightened out some more. Of course, another new horn, and then the front plastic. I don't know if I can fix that fender, but I'm going to try because the paint matched so well. This is going to be hidden. So if I can get this bow out of it, bring her back out, move it forward, I think it's going to work. So all we'll have to have is that front plastic. Won't be too bad. Okay, update on the element. I pulled the fender off and I think I got it pretty straight. Out there on the end, it's still got a little bit of a flat spot to it, but I think once I get it on, I've got a small dent puller. I can attach it and get it right where I want it to be to kind of match the contour of the door. So what I've done is I've straightened this support where it's going to bolt onto. I got it pretty straight. I like it right now. What I'm getting ready to do is it destroyed the horn that I had literally used one time. So I got a new one and we're going to get that mounted on. Then we're going to mount the fender, put the inner fender back on, and see what we can do about the rest. So that's an update. We will keep you posted. Okay, real quick, I'm a long way from having it mounted, but you can see I got the groove pretty much even all the way down, and I like it. Here's what I was talking about. This right here is going to need to come out some more, but I think I can do that later. That's just the top bolts in. I gotta go around, put all the bolts in the front and then the ones down the side behind the door. But I think we're gonna save that fender, and I'm really glad because that paint matched so good. I won't have to paint another one and I'll save $100 bucks. So, all right, so I got the hood, I got the fender on and the hood closed, and I think I got the channel just about perfect all the way up. I got it lined up nice and even here, and then right here, you can see what I'm talking about right there. That I'll have to, what I do is you put like a hot glue on there, and then you squeeze it and it'll pull that out, and then I can get it right even with that door. But considering that we smoked a deer at 80 miles an hour, all we got left now is a headlight and the front bumper cover. I am really pleased with what we've done. I do got one more bolt. I got to put one bolt down there in the bottom. That won't be a big deal. And then we'll snap the plastic on, put in the inner fender, and then headlight, bumper cover, and she's ready to roll. We've saved another element, and I couldn't be more tickled with it. We've come a long way. It's been so it was April 23rd when that accident happened. Today's May 12th. So in a matter of about 2.5, 3 weeks, we've gotten quite a bit done. A lot more than if we had messed with insurance and taken it to the body shop. A friend of mine hit a deer last week, and they're telling him August before he could get anything done. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. Looking forward to driving it. So that's it for now. Okay, so here's my kit, and it comes with a little glue gun. This didn't cost much. It was like $35 or something like that. That's what's going to do the pulling. And then so this is some alcohol. I'm going to clean it. I'm going to clean where I'm going to glue. I'm going to clean that really good. And then this is the piece that I've chosen. There's most of them are round because it's kind of intended for hail damage. But I think this one is, you can kind of see, that's going to pretty much do what I want. I think it'll get most of it, and then I'm probably going to go to a smaller one for right in the center. Actually, yeah, I'm going to go with this smaller one right here. And yeah, I think that's going to be exactly what I want. So I'm going to put some glue here. Actually, I'm going to put it on here. I'm going to stick that on after I've cleaned it. Stick it on, let it get good and set up, and then I'll show you how we pull it out. Hopefully that'll work. Hey, look at that guy. And then as my glue is heating up, I cleaned the plastic as well so that the glue is going to stick to this good too. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put glue around this area, the half, because I mostly want to pull right on the seam. So yeah, that's the plan. We'll see how it goes. You can kind of see how it's going to fit, and we're just right now we're just waiting on the glue gun to heat up, so we get just enough glue on that we can get a good pull. Okay, so I got it on there pretty much where I want it, and you can kind of see the glue oozed out the side, so I think we got just right. I do got a string of glue there. See, that's going to come off pretty easily. I'm going to let that cool and get set up, and then what we do is you can see that the top of that piece is going to fit right in that notch, right? And then you got the rubber bumpers on there. And then when you squeeze on the handle, watch what the part that's pulling is going to do. See, it's going to pull that out, right? So we'll see what we get here shortly. I'm going to set it on the door. You can see that. It's hard to do with one hand. Sorry about that. There we go. Okay. Now I'm going to slowly tighten this. Okay. And I don't know if I can show you this and do it at the same time, but I'm going to try. If this works, one of you has to subscribe to my channel. Okay. Here we go. Well, we didn't. I think it moved a little bit, but not very much. See, that just didn't stick to either side very good. I think it did move a little, but we're going to do it again. I think the glue was just not quite hot enough. So we'll do it again and we'll show you that if we can. Okay, try number 2. And I'm remembering that, let me show you real quick. You can kind of see the difference in the way they stick, the way the glue sticks. This has a lot more different, I don't know, teeth for the glue to stick to, where that one is pretty flat. So if this time it pops off again, I'm gonna go to a round one, probably a pretty small one. Here we go. Ready? Feels like it's sticking better. No. Good news, guess what? We took some paint off with it. So we'll have to touch that up because that's not gonna be covered by plastic. Doggone it. All right, but it did move. It did move some. Doggone it. All right, we're gonna keep trying. We'll show you. I'm not gonna film anymore, but I'll show you when I'm done. All right, so let's talk about the big thing first. Now I'm gonna have to do some painting. However, I got the dent out and it looks pretty darn good. I'm pretty happy with it. It's nice and smooth. You can feel a little bit, but I mean, it's really, 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 really close. So now I gotta decide what I'm gonna do about that. And I'm probably not gonna show you because you've seen me paint before. I'm just gonna get it done. Now, it did booger up this door in several spots. So I'll probably get some paint in that too. We'll just show you all that in the end. That's a bummer. I did not want that to happen. I guess if it's gonna happen, now's the time for it to happen. All right, so what we got now, the side markers came in today and we're gonna put the plastic piece back on the fender. So I'll show you what I got going on here. So these clips that go in here, and I don't have any of the original ones on this fender. They're on the passenger side. But the original clips are anywhere from $4 to 12 bucks a piece. And I called Honda, and there are no multi-packs. You have to buy them individually. So what I did is I found these that work, and I'll show you what I do. Let me just flip you around and you can watch as I do it. So I'm taking this one and I'm just altering it, taking my side cuts to where it will fit in the slot. And then where if you ever have to again, you can get it back out. So I've taken this off, okay? So now it looks like that. It's hard to hold on to, okay? But it's still, the ears are too deep. So see if I can show you this. I'm cutting them right here. Like that, okay? I do both sides. Okay, like that. There you go. And then I went through and I put them all in. What I had to do is I had to put like a paper towel, pack it tightly in there, because you got to press this in, and when you do, you don't want that to just smash in because it's not tall enough. So you have to beef it up a little bit. So I packed some paper towel in there, and then I took this piece that I cut off and I slid it on top of it so it's good and tight. And then see how this has got a flat side and a straight side? That allows the straight side slides in that groove. So I set it, slide it in like that, and there it is. Now to keep it from falling out, I'm putting the electrical tape on it to keep it from moving out. I really don't think it could ever move out, and that one's actually broke. So I'll replace that one too. But that's what I'm using. I used them the last time that this happened when I bought the car new, and it worked great for a couple months until I hit a deer. But we got one more to do. It's gonna go in here, and then we'll get this baby put on. That's what it looks like with it on there. And you see that I don't have the inner fender hooked up yet. So you want to, when you put this on, you want to have this down, because you can put your hand up behind there, and then you can push with on the plastic fender with your right hand, and then you can feel when those ears come through and it attaches, and it's on there pretty good. I really like it. I'm happy with that. I saved a ton of money. I think I got 7 of those clips at Napa. I'll put the picture of the part number at the end of the video. 7 of them for like $5 or $6. So the cost of one clip that was original, I got 7 of them for that. And so it takes 7 per fender. So there's 7 here and 7 on the other side if you're replacing both of them. All right, it's looking better. There it is, mounted up. Got the side marker in it. We got our front bumper cover there. All we need is the headlight. The headlight has to go in before the bumper cover goes on. Hopefully that headlight comes in the mail tomorrow. If it does, tomorrow night we'll be taking this for a test spin, and that will be awesome. I got the headlight today. I got it mounted. This bolt hole was a little bit off. You can kind of see where I had to force it in there, more or less, because this was just a little lower. I mean, just a little lower, and then the pin didn't want to fit in there right. So I think it's gonna work out fine. I've looked and looked, and I can't see any difference. This one lined up great. I did have to work this support in. There was a bend in it that I had missed. I got that in there. Everything else worked out fine. It's all bolted in. This pin here lined up perfect. So I had 3 that all lined up, and the damage was to the fender. So I think that's what was off, that the headlight's gonna be adjusted right where I want it. So now I'm ready to put the bumper cover on. Actually, I'm not ready to put the bumper cover on. I got to get the grill in. I just got it sat in there. I got to put it's got 3 bolts that'll hold that in. And then I got to do some work on that bottom part right there. If you remember, we got a crack in it. So I'm going to try to level that out. And then I'm going to put some plastic weld on the inside to hold it where I want it, more or less like that. And then we get that on, we'll get the bump cover on, and we will show you the final end result finally. Okay, today, May 20th, 2022. And the helmet's done. I'm gonna flip you around, and I'm gonna give you the grand finale. And I'm gonna tell you, I'm a little bit emotional right now, because there's a lot of things I do, and sometimes I just don't know if I can do them or not. And this one was one of them. And well, let's just have a look. So here she is. Less than a month later. Like I said, the accident happened April 23rd. Today's May 20th, so we're 3 days short of a month. And I got her back together. I'm getting ready to take her for a spin, see what happens. The grill went right in. That was the easy part. This part down here, you can still see the crack, but I can live with it. I got it lined up pretty well, and then I welded the plastic on the inside. Of course, you can still see the outside, but it's strong. There won't be any bugs or water or anything like that get through because the inside is filled with plastic. It's just black. So it's good and strong. Headlights new, side markers new. We fixed the fender. You can kind of see a bit of a ripple there at the right angle. Right there you can kind of see it's just not quite right. So we got to work on that a little more with our dent puller. But for now, it's good enough. I'm gonna be able to drive it for a while. Everything underneath is new. All the radiators, the condenser, the sensors, all that stuff that busted up. It's good, it's running, it'll go up the road. I got the inner fenders in, as you've seen. There's the inner fenders. Everything is nice and straight. I really like how this seam here, nice and even up. This side's not too bad. This side didn't take too bad of a hit. We bought a pair of the side markers, so that one's new. They both work. Everything's good. Oh, one thing about this, we did not put our fog lights back in there. I kind of like the look of this a little better, and the fog light I never used, so now I don't have to worry about replacing the bulbs or having a bulb out or whatever. Overall, for what we got in it, I am tickled. Let's just say I'm tickled. Total build, I think I got less than $700 in the whole repair job. That would have been big. Well, they would have totaled out the vehicle if I'd have turned it into insurance, if I'd have had full coverage. My deductible probably would have been $500, so I'd have probably saved $200, but who knows what would have got put together inside. I wouldn't have probably got my that extra solenoid fixed. And so now I'm ready to take it for a spin. I hope you liked watching the video. If for some reason you haven't subscribed to this channel yet, I urge you to do so. We do a lot of fun things, you name it. If you want to subscribe, you want to see me do something, put it in the comments. I'd love to have a challenge. But we thank you all for watching. We'll see you on the next one. Bye.